Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we're taking a look at what is going to be presumably the next free-to-play LR. I guess it's possible that this guy could take several months before he does become an LR, and we get another one in the meantime. The last quest mode character that awakened to an LR was an SSR Trunks. 2 months later, he awakened into the TUR Trunks and Broly. And then 2 months after that, they awakened into the LR Trunks and Broly. Now, let's just quickly take a look at the build I've got going for Bardock, and I just want to go over this. So, he is a free-to-play character. He does have additionals built in and crit built in already, so I just kind of went like this. It's fine. I would recommend for people not to really put resources into him yet, because we don't know what the character is going to look like as an LR. For all we know, he could be the best free-to-play character ever, but it's like, you gotta make sure he has, 30 additional. Like, it's super important. You never know what he could be like, right? So, I wouldn't really recommend too far in building him. The other thing to understand is that, remember, Trunks and Broly came with mega elite equips. A stage in quest mode, well, a couple of stages, dropped where we could grind up mega elite equips for them. I'm going to assume this Bardock is going to have the same thing. So, you're also not going to want to put strong equips or anything like that on him, because there's a very good chance we're going to get way better stuff that's just going to naturally come. Now, I would also imagine that, again, the time from Trunks, we got him in August of 2023, LR Broly and Trunks was in December of 2023, it very well could be that when this guy becomes an LR, I think Global and JP will likely be synced up. Global's going to be getting him at the same time. Just one other thing to point out. Now, he's only an SSR at the moment, so he's probably not going to be too crazy. But let's just kind of like see how he's going to, perform. We'll just go into kind of the typical Evolution Blue Vegeta stage that we like to do here. Alright, guys. So we are here in an event. Now, I am using kind of some of the Team Bardock characters here who aren't, how should I say this, the craziest, the strongest, the most impressive ever. This is going to be a nice turn for Bardock. Now, there's a couple of different parts of his kit. Let's just quickly talk about it. So, Bardock, for a free-to-play SSR, seems like he's going to be quite good, because he has a lot of abilities already, which could equate to a good character. So, he gets 80% attack and defense at the start of turn. A bit low, but I mean, that could explode. And he's going to be an LR with LR stats, right? Again, if you take a look at it, the easy way you could always tell is he's getting the 5,000 of stats. Bam. Means he's going to be an LR. Short and sweet, just like that. Then, Bardock is giving superclass allies 20% attack and defense. Bam. Right away. Boom, dude. Like, that's big. So he's a support. If there's a Wicked Bloodline enemy, Bardock gets 80% attack. So we'll make sure to jump into a fight against a Wicked Bloodline enemy. Bardock has a 30% chance to crit. If all allies on the rotation are super class, he gets a guaranteed additional with a 30% chance to super. And then he gets 40% attack and defense on super attack. So he has support, crits, additional, and multiplicative buff already as an SSR. So it's like we're definitely looking good here. Super attack effect. He's getting 30% attack and defense for on turn. He does supreme damage to the enemy. In terms of our links here, we have Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, Team Bardock, Prepare for Battle, and Saiyan Pride. If you take a look at his categories too, the mix of categories he has, which includes Team Bardock he's on Resurrected Warriors, right? Like he's on Revenge, he's on Powerful Comeback. He's intended to be from the Dokkan quest mode, I believe. So it's like some of his categories are not going to be completely aligned with like the Bardock from, the special where he fights Frieza, or from the special where he fights Chilled, right? Like it's not exactly intended to be that exact Bardock. But judging by his categories, we know that it is going to just be Bardock as an LR, because he still has Goku family, still got Team Bardock, right? Like, if it was a Bardock and Goku, he wouldn't be on Team Bardock. What I suppose it could be is maybe he has, like, a standby or an exchange with, like, maybe Goku. or maybe another character's part of a unit super attack. But is it going to be just like Bardock and Goku like we got Trunks and Broly? No. And you could tell because it's categories. The Trunks, the SSR Trunks who came out, had only time travelers as categories. That's it. That's how we knew, okay, he's going to awaken and he's not just going to be Trunks, right? Alright. I believe Tora, I didn't look at his build before we jumped in. Oh my god, no. Damn, I could go way higher for dodge on this guy. Alright, well, let's just hope Vegeta doesn't snipe us out. If he does, well, we'll come back into another fight. Yeah, Tora should be at like 32 dodge for sure. Like, that little defensive equip is not doing nothing. Right, like there's certain characters who I think a raw defensive equip are really, you know, quite helpful, right? Big characters, like Super Easy Physical Kid Buu. Great to give him, whatchamacallit. So only a 2 million attack set, not crazy. We have basically all this stuff up. Oh, we got it. This is the guaranteed additional 30% chance right there. Perfect. Oh, okay. Well, all right. All right, it's going to be a quick showcase. Okay, well, I mean, understand he is just an SSR. I mean, so that was him. Again, we had a full super class rotation. So we did see his guaranteed additional. He did super. He was supporting Tora and Fasha right there. But we were fighting a very legitimate boss who just did 900k to us. And again, that's a good situation. Like, Tora was sitting there giving monster support, by the way. So it's not like we were, you know, like without support or anything like that. So, okay. All right, that was kind of rough right there. What we haven't seen, though, is Bardock does get extra damage against a Wicked Bloodline enemy. Let's go ahead and get that in here as well. Alrighty, so fresh off that very silly moment here. We're not really going to have the greatest amount of links right there. We'll get Saiyan Warrior Race and prepare for battle up. Gohan and Piccolo are going to support Bardock. The second we actually grab orbs in slot 3 with him, we're going to get a little bit of extra support. Yeah, that 97k defense at the start of turn so it's not the greatest. So we're going to get a little bit more support. Watch Bardock's number go up right here. Yep, there it is. That's Gohan and Piccolo's support. So that's the spot where it triggers. We're getting the extra damage because we're fighting a Wicked Bloodline enemy. Although this time we don't have like Tora next to him. But in 2 turns, we'll just have physical Bardock. So Bardock's 200% teams right now are definitely not the best. I mean, considering he is a character that is getting, like, direct value out of having a full superclass rotation, I really would prefer if he had a more elite team. So hopefully by the time, because again, I don't really expect his categories to change much. I mean, he will awaken into Super Saiyan Bardock as the LR. That's very possible, right? You know, and it's because the point is, characters will never lose categories when they awaken. They can gain categories though. So what we can, you know, expect here is that he could potentially become Super Saiyan. If we look at his links though, I mean, we could imagine he would get Shattering the Limit and Legendary Power. Now, don't think that doesn't mean he can't be Super Saiyan, because there's a million characters where Saiyan Warrior Race turns into Super Saiyan when they transform. I think, isn't STR Kefla one of those, by the way? She came out in mid-2020, so that would be... Yeah, she is. Yeah, STR Kefla, Saiyan Warrior Race becomes Super Saiyan when she transforms into Super Saiyan. So it's very easy that this guy, I mean, he could just be a transforming Bardock into Super Saiyan as well. Maybe that's one reason the easy ATUR is so bad, is because, well, the free-to-play LR, which everyone's going to get for free, is going to be a god anyway, so who cares? I mean, if that's it, sure, right? That's not going to be the biggest deal. All right, so we'll have a little bit of support here, stuff like that. You know, just getting another rotation. Again, remember, we are going up against a Wicked Bloodline enemy right here. So Bardock is going to be getting the extra little damage. He is only a free-to-play SSR, so obviously he's not the craziest yet. And even as a TUR, he's probably not going to be that nuts either. But I do think when he becomes an LR, if we're able to have some of these monster stat equips, the way LR, Broly, and Trunks have, I do think that this Bardock could be very, very good, actually. I have high hopes that Bardock can become a decent free-to-play LR. If it's up to me, he would be the best free-to-play unit ever. That's what I'd like to see. That's the low bar I want for him. Best free-to-play character of all time. Alright, guys, so here was this free-to-play Bardock. Again, we'll see what the boy is going to look like when he becomes an LR. So, right now, this is a new battle in another world. Again, remember that this is intended to be Bardock from the Dokkan quest mode, not specifically from the chilled special or, you know, the special we all know, you know, against Frieza. His leader skill is Time Traveler, category 2 key and 30% to stats. Let's see, his passive, he gets 80% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gives 20% attack and defense to superclass allies, so support, which is nice. If there's a Wicked Bloodline category enemy, he gets an extra 80% attack. He has a 30% chance to crit. And then if all allies in the rotation are superclass, he gets a guaranteed additional that has a 30% chance to be a super. We did see him get that additional super earlier. And then finally, on super attack, Bardock gets 40% attack and defense. So, again, just already as an SSR, he's got support, crits, additional, and multiplicative buff all built in. So, you know, sky's the limit for our boy Bardock. His super attack is, what is it? It's like the final spirit cannon or whatever. Well, let me look up the name. Yeah, it's the final spirit cannon. Then his passive is full scale participation. Okay, sure. So there he gets 30% attack and defense for 1 turn and does supreme damage to the enemy. So, you know, we have attack and defense in there. Looks pretty good. Link set is Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, Team Bardock, Prepare for Battle, and Saiyan Pride. We'll see what it might happen when he becomes an LR. Again, he very easily could be like Super Saiyan Bardock or something like that. He could just be base Bardock. Right? I mean, he'll definitely have Shattering the Limit and Legendary Power. I mean, if they wanted to be really nice, maybe they'd let him awaken with some Dokkan Fest medal so you get Fierce Battle. That would be really good. I doubt it, but I mean, I guess it's possible. And then his... Oh, it's a little low. 135%. I mean, typically these characters just are setting at 140. Although, I mean, this is an SSR. It doesn't really matter at all, right? Like, by the time he becomes an LR, it's fine. Let's take a look at this. So, characters who link super well with him. We do have Vegeta, but remember, this Bardock does kind of want to be used with super class characters, which is an issue, because we take a look at this. These are his 200% leads. Tech Bardock sucks. Sword of Hope Trunks is very mid. Tech Carnival Goku sucks. Turles sucks. Fat Buu is obviously a god, a monster, but he's extreme class. And Bardock specifically wants to be used with, you know, kind of full super class. So I would hope that by the time Bardock becomes an LR, he has a better 200% team than this. Now, he does have a lot of category teams where he could potentially be, like, you know, like we could run him, I think, probably on a decent 170% leader skill, but, you know, you guys get what I'm saying. So let's see, in terms of his categories here, so he's on the Time Traveler team. That's what this is right here. Okay, perfect. Time Traveler does, of course, have a lot of good characters. Bardock is also over here on the Resurrect... No, excuse me. This is the low-class Warrior category team. Okay. There was a mission for this in that Bardock revamped kind of event that I put out last night. Then there's also the Pure Saiyan category, which Bardock is on. So, like, that's a team we could run him on. Although, what? God Goku's Pure Saiyan team? Bardock is also on the Goku family team. So, it's like right there, like, the fact that he has these categories shows that he's not gonna become, like, some crazy LR of, like, multiple different characters or something like that. Then he's also on the Team Bardock category. Now, this is odd because Bardocks that aren't just from the special with Frieza are not on this category. I believe this is the only Bardock Yeah, it is. This is the only Bardock that's not, like, from the Frieza special. Like the one where Frieza destroys Planet Vegeta at the end. This is the only Bardock who's on this category that's not from that movie. Well, it's, you know, again, it's not really a movie, but whatever. You get it. So, that's, it's interesting to see. Then Bardock is on Bond of Parent and Child, of course. I'm definitely waiting for this to get a strong, like, this as, like, Tanabata LR leader skill, Bond of Parent and Child would be fire, alright? Then Bardock, this is the Resurrected Warrior category team right here, perfect. That's the team I used to link level him, actually. Then Bardock is also on the Revenge category. Always great to have more characters added to this. One of these, like, weird teams. Always good to get buffs for that, because you never know when Revenge will be some mission in one of these stages that could be tough. Then, Bardock is also on the Powerful Comeback category team. That was the second team we ran him on, Powerful Comeback. And then finally, Bardock is down here on the Storied Figures category team. This is actually the first team we ran him on, where Evolution Blue Vegeta sniped us, although it's just Blue Vegeta, but yeah. So, there we go. There is Bardock. Again, we know he's going to be an LR from the 5,000 to stats, and we know it's definitely going to be just a Bardock as an LR, but could he have a standby, a unit super attack, something like that? We'll see. Let me know what you guys hope from this future LR. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.